Hey everybody, are you ready for message of the day? We have the Dark Mansion Tarot. Actually, that came second, so we'll put this over here. This came first, Oracle of Mystical Moments. Yeah, all right. So let's start with that. Message of the day. Message of the day. Weaving flowers. That's the image on the box. Weaving flowers, I feel like, talks about creation. Like you get to weave, you're the weaver, you get to weave your flowers, your reality around you any way that you like. There's something about working with the hands right here. I'm seeing a focus on her hands. And there's also something about her eyes being covered. Trusting what you're creating, trusting what's coming out of your hands by feel, and not criticizing and not judging too much with your eyes, with your brain, with your logical mind, the things that you're creating. So this isn't necessarily talking about specifically things that you make with your hands, right? We're talking about any kind of creation that's happening within your life, any reality that is forming around your life, and not judging, not criticizing, not thinking, oh my God, what am I doing with my life, like that kind of a thing, but like trusting whatever that is being created around you by you is going with a certain flow and adjusting the thoughts that you think about it, adjusting the feelings that you feel about what's happening around you, by how it feels, by opening your heart to it, right? Let's see what comes out with the Dark Mansion Tarot. And they're saying 2 cards. Okay, message of the day. And it's a number 33. That's a master number 2. And 3s also talk about like creation. Like if you think of the 3 of Pentacles, right? That talks about building something. That talks about collaboration with people, right? So there's a lot about creativity in the Weaving Flowers. And also this thing about like when you're creating, what's actually happening is like everything that's physically manifested was first a thought, right? So first you think it, and then the thought, as it's thought about consistently, right, over time. Well, it's not really over time, but like just the consistency of it and intensity of the energy of it solidifies the thought energy into matter. So it becomes physical reality. And there's something about the process of that forming before you're even able to see it. Like the flowers are weaving, the flowers are being woven, the reality is being woven before you're even able to see it. Like it comes as thought first, and then at the very end of it, then it's something that you can see around you. And it's continually changing. Even the kind of solid looking things that appear in your physical reality, it's still in constant motion. It's still in constant creation and generation and regeneration, right? And it's about allowing your thoughts and how those thoughts feel guide you towards how to continue to create and how to continue to It's kind of like Abraham Hicks talks about, you have a piece of clay in front of you and you're molding the clay into this reality, right? Into whatever it is that you're trying to make with that piece of clay. And it's a constant molding and shaping and changing and shifting that piece of clay. And it's like that clay is your reality, and it's a continual creation of it. There's something about that in here. Okay. Message of the day. Okay. The Hierophant can talk about studying, can talk about schooling, being on the student end, which you have these two figures at the bottom, and then it could also talk about the teacher end, which you have the Hierophant sitting on the throne there. This is a more structured type of teaching, so it could talk about literal school or training of some sort, right? Learning creation from somebody, learning the topic of creation from a teacher. This student right here is highlighted. So I'm kind of seeing the people watching this video as possibly this person, or maybe some of you are even this person, the teacher. Okay. There's a message coming through about, say you're this person, say you're this student right here, and you're learning something from this teacher. There's a message saying, don't worry about the other students. So, for example, right, you're learning about something and then you bring a friend or you bring a spouse or you bring somebody into this way of teaching, this way of a belief of some sort, right, in your life. Make this a one-to-one connection between you and the material, and don't worry about the other person learning the material. Like, they'll learn at their own pace. They'll get what they get out of it depending on what their own personal beliefs are, and it's not really in your control in terms of how much they absorb something. So an example of this is, say you're learning some kind of spiritual teaching or meditation or something, or say you have a lifestyle change that you're making, like a way of eating or a way of just being in your life, and you're wanting to bring your friends along and you're wanting to bring in your family and say, oh, this is like the best thing that I've ever discovered and you guys should come along and learn this with me and be this way with me. And the other person, if they're open-minded about it, will probably come along and just see for themselves, whether that's for them also. And if it is, then great. And if it's not, then great, because they'll find their own way, So there's a there's a message coming through about, like, if you're really into this thing, whatever it is that you're studying or learning about or educating yourself about, then that's beautiful. Make this like a you to whatever this subject is, and have that connection. And then sure, share it with the people, but then, like, don't worry about how much they're connecting to it, because it might not be for them, right? Or it might just be like, it'll be some part for them and then they'll find another way, or that maybe their connection to this thing is on a slower pace than you. Like, you're like intense, fired up about it, right? But maybe, like, for them it takes a longer time for them and they like to walk more slowly on their path, right? So it's like, let them have their own journey to whatever this is, or to whatever is right for them, and let them create their own life. And then, like, it'll make things easier for you if you keep this like you to the thing, like either you to that particular teacher or you to that subject that you're learning. And it'll keep your energy flow, and it'll keep your progress along this path open and happy and more connection if you leave other people out of your personal journey. Okay. Yeah, there's a that's a message for somebody. Yeah, one more card. Message of the day. Ace of Pentacles. So this talks about manifestation. This talks about a beginning of a cycle, beginning of a journey. So some of you, this message might be talking about something's going to spark up your interest where you're going to just make a decision to take action on learning something, on teaching something, like depending on whether you're like the teacher or the student, right? There's some form of creation that's happening along this path where you thought about something that I want to either teach or learn something. There's the beginning of the thought. The motion for it, the momentum of it starts happening and something actually comes out of it. So this could be you signing up for a course. This could be you deciding to teach a course. But there's some kind of manifestation of this journey of creation that's coming out. There's a decision being made. And then there's actual action that's being taken. And then there's an actual manifestation of all of the actions that you're taking, that something is going to occur. So I really like that this and this, there's so much connection between, we were talking about weaving flowers, we were talking about the creation of something from thought to manifestation to reality, right? And then here's that reality that's coming out, that's showing you like, yes, it's happening, and then this part talks about like the teachings of it. There's something like maybe some of you are learning about the law of attraction. Some of you are learning about spirituality, about how to create reality through your thought and emotions and stuff like that. It's actually created through thought, and then your emotions are your guidance, right, towards it. And some of you are learning this whole process, and you're beginning to see manifestations, and you're beginning to see connections of how your thoughts, like you think something, you feel a certain way about it, and then later on, in that day or later on in a couple of days, something manifests to show you like, hey, that thought that you were thinking, that way that you were feeling before is connected to this manifestation that happened, to this situation that just occurred, to this thing that just showed up in your life. And there's a learning process that's happening where some of you are beginning to see that connection and getting really excited about it. Like I'm seeing this person getting so excited about it. Like, oh my gosh, I'm having this moment where the energy thing and the physical reality thing, that connection is making sense to me. And then in that way, when you learn and learn and learn, then you also become the teacher of it, right? So, awesome. Awesome, you guys. Watch for this. This is coming. The manifestations. Those aha moments, Cool. All right, you guys. I'll see you later.